Should we call the meeting to order and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty, then our first item tonight is opportunity for questions and comments from the public. Any questions or comments? Yep,
I just have a little something written down.
no problem.
Do you want me to come up
You have to
here?
come up to the
Yes.
mic.
Yeah, when you get
State your name for the record.
Sure.
an address.
Yep, okay, sorry. Just myself here. Hi, everyone. How's it going? My name is Ashley Donnelly. I've been a Horsham resident for 3 years. I stand before you today not only as a concerned citizen, but as a new mom who values the safety of our Horsham residents, especially our children. I live off of Horsham Road and Maple Avenue behind the Philly Pretzel Factory and Verizon store. Our neighborhood of avenues is often used as a shortcut to get to the McGurk's and Giant shopping centers nearby, as well as the new shops over in Drescher. Vehicles frequently speed down Maple Avenue when turning off of Horsham Road before hitting the stop sign at Arbutus Avenue. The distance between Horsham Road and Arbutus Avenue is about 1/10 of a mile, which allows vehicles to reach speeds up to 40 miles per hour in a residential area where there are children, no sidewalks, and no streetlights. A study conducted by AAA found the risk for severe injury is 75% when a pedestrian is struck by a vehicle traveling at 39 miles per hour, and the risk for death is 50% at 42 miles per hour. So it's really just a matter of time before somebody gets seriously injured or killed. I thought about a solution to this, and I do not believe that a speed radar would be effective in slowing the speed of traffic, as the 25 mile per hour speed limit sign behind the Verizon store is outlined in yellow, and the sign is completely ignored. I also considered a speed bump, but that may inconvenience the neighborhood, and installation and maintenance may be cost prohibitive to the township. Installing stop signs on Maple Avenue at the intersection of Myrtle to create a four-way stop sign will help reduce speed of vehicles cutting through our neighborhood. Frankly, the other stop signs on Maple Avenue are frequently rolled through, but this will at the very least reduce the speed of vehicles traveling through a residential neighborhood, again with no sidewalks or streetlights. I frequently walk around our neighborhood and have noticed many residents have posted their own slow down signs. I believe it is imperative that all of the avenues coming off of Horsham Road are assessed, but my immediate ask is to install stop signs on Maple Avenue at the intersection of Myrtle. We must be proactive when the alternative could be serious injury or death. I appreciate your time and consideration and look forward to future conversations regarding this matter. Thank you.
Bill, would you want to comment on that?
Sure. I just and Ashley, what's your address?
I'm at 408 Maple Avenue, Unit A.
Yeah, we have some stuff in our toolbox that we can work trying to reduce it.
Sure.
But one thing that state law does not prohibit us to do is to put stop signs up to control speed.
Okay.
So we would have to do a traffic study
Sure.
at the intersection, and the two things that are looked at to justify stop signs are traffic accidents
Okay.
and deaths.
Okay.
So we've been at this. I grew up in Horsham, and Maple Avenue has always been a topic. So what I would suggest is that we still have tools in our toolbox
Okay.
that we can try to reduce it. Speeding is a societal problem. It's not a problem on Maple. It's not a
Sure.
problem in Horsham.
Yeah.
And it got worse since the pandemic.
Of course.
I don't have an answer for that, but we have seen it that it's gotten worse since the pandemic. What I will ask, if you can give, the deputy chief is back there in the corner, so if you can give him your contact information,
Great.
and then we can schedule a meeting with you,
Okay.
and we can come out to Maple Avenue and talk about options and other tools that we have in our toolkit to
Okay.
maybe address it. Streetlights are also on our website. So if there's anyone that has a street light within 250 feet, they get charged a street light fee on their tax bill. So some people want that fee, some
Sure.
people don't. So to be fair, we have a whole system in place. It's all on our website in the Public Works Department section. and you have to get everyone within that 250 feet radius of where you would want a street light. It's like a petition. It's all online, the instructions, the forms, everything. And if the majority want a street light, we'll put it in, no cost. But when you get your next tax bill, there will be a street light, and it's minimal,
Okay.
especially down in the avenues. It's based upon your linear footage of the front yard, and it's 39 cents a foot.
Got it.
So the cost of the street, like the capital cost, we bear that. And then going forward with tax bills, for a new street light, everyone within 250 feet of that street light will be assessed the street light fee.
Okay.
So it's all on the website, but we can walk you through that too.
Sure.
And some people have done it and been very successful in getting the signatures that they need from the property owners, and so that's for streetlights. But we can meet with you and go over everything.
Okay. All right, great. I appreciate it.
I wish I had a magic wand,
Yeah, me
because
too.
we see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I know our highway safety unit is at full staff, and they're out there
I think I did. I might have spoken with somebody on the phone.
every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Every single day, and they're just writing tickets right and left. But it helps, but it's not the answer. It's
Right.
not slowing people down. Not everybody. So
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Anybody else?
just real quick, Mr. Whiteside, I just want to introduce. We have a intern from Germantown Academy that is spending the month of May with us at the Township. Alexandra Della Franzia, if I probably don't know if I got that right. Was that good? All right. But she goes by Allie. Allie is a Horsham resident that is a senior at Germantown Academy, and she picked Horsham Township to do her internship to learn about public administration. So she's here for a month working with all the departments and the management team. You want to maybe introduce yourself?
Yeah, so Mal, you said most of it.
That
microphone. Okay, yeah, I'll go to the microphone. Yeah, so I'm Allie. Was born and raised in Horsham, and I'm still currently a resident here. I'm a senior at GA, and I'm going to attend Fairfield next year and major in business. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here and learn about the community and, the roles of the leaders of the Horsham Township. So thanks for having me.
Thank you.
She's only been here 3 days, and she's already wowed. She's like, again, it's a perception that, the public thinks of like what we do and stuff. And she's, she's already like, wow, we go from one thing to the next. You're dealing with this issue and then something totally different and then on to this issue. And she's pretty amazed at, what happens behind the scenes. So it's 3 more weeks to go. But we welcome her and thank her for being here with us.
Thank you. Next is to approve the minutes from our previous meetings.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item would be the treasurer's report.
The balance in the general fund as of April 30th, 2024 is $6,588,991.91. For the most part, the activity in all funds reflects budget expectations for the month. Our revenues in the general fund are at 58.77% of budget, and expenditures are at 28.10% of budget. For a more detailed presentation of our current financial position, I would refer you to your monthly booklet. And just a couple comments, that balance in our general fund is higher this month, and the reason why is because April 30th was the deadline for the discount period of real estate tax. So we had a lot of people come in during the month of April to pay their real estate tax, so that increased that amount. And right now, we're at 92% collected for the year for taxes, township real estate taxes. Also, we haven't started our summer construction projects yet. So as our summer construction projects start to tick up, and those expenses come our way, our general fund balance will go more back in tune as it normally is. Also, I'll just jump to the list of checks. Your list of checks is very high this month because of two reasons. At your last meeting, you approved the resolution for the Myria grant application, and our amount of that is $2.5 million. So there's a check in the list for $2.5 million to Myria for that grant application. And our second payment for the pedestrian lamps that have been installed in the Pennsylvania Lifestyle Campus for $384,075. So those two amounts really increased your checklist amount. The good news is, in the last week, we had $1.3 million from state grant reimbursements come into our capital fund. So we do have money going out, but we also have money coming in to replenish the fund.
We have a motion.
I move to approve the list of checks in all funds in the amount of $3,227,994.54, and further move to authorize payment of same. I move to ratify the U.S. Bank credit card transactions for the month of April 2024 in the amount of $14,764.55.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Next would be to review a request for waiver of land development from Braccia Builders, Inc., 521 Horsham Road, to relocate their general contractor and real estate management company.
So the Barachis are here tonight, so Sam, if you want to come up. I think council's well aware, because this has to also do with our Limekill Pike Horsham Road intersection project and right-of-way acquisition. The Barachis own the building that up the road here on Horsham Road next to the Wawa, and they cooperated very well in that negotiation for us to acquire that building for our intersection improvement project. Part of that included them finding somewhere to go, since we were buying their building. They did find a place to go. On the map here is, I guess they like staying next to Wawa's, but this is the Wawa basically at Horsham Road and Norristown Road, and there is a house, I call it a house, but building next to it. Many of us that have been here, and it's still there, always knew it as the Horsham Beauty Salon. And so they have purchased that to move their office and company from this building that we purchased from them down to this location. Our ordinance requires, when you have a change of use, that kicks in our SALDO, subdivision and land development ordinance. So the staff's recommendation is that you review this as a request for waiver of land development. It's very minor. The staff would recommend that it only be Baraccia Builders, Omega Development, and your real estate management company.
That's it.
That's it. And that be a condition upon the waiver of land development. And that they would also, your backyard extends pretty far in the back, but behind a couple residential homes on Walnut, that there's no storage of construction materials or anything back there. It's your offices for your two or three businesses.
Yep.
That are in this building, and then you guys are parking in the driveway.
Correct.
But anything else more than that in the future that you would have to come back to us,
That would be phase 2.
okay,
or something.
for zoning, land development, that kind of things. But right now, you're just moving in as your 2 or 3 offices.
Correct.
And I probably just stole your whole presentation.
That's
but
okay. No, that's fine.
Sammy, you
That's
can present what you're doing.
I couldn't say it any better. So thank you very much for that. So, well, we've been in the area for quite some time, so we'd like to stay local, and this was a good opportunity. So, our intent is to bring the interior up to code and
and redo a lot. The building's been vacant for 16 years, so it needs some work, some outside and some interior work. So we have plans on to the township, and we're looking to make it real pretty.
Sorry, Sammy.
Sure.
Bracha Builders, what's the formal name of?
Brought You Builders, Inc.
And Omega's full name?
Omega Development Group, Inc.
And the third entity?
And we have Sally's 152, which, Sally's 152, we own the property that is up at the other site. That basically, all that does is it just owns real estate, that's it. Doesn't do anything.
But their office is going to be in,
It really doesn't have an office, it's just a matter of when we buy something, we'll buy it in the name of Sally's. Sometimes.
be on the safe side, I'll list it
Go ahead,
there.
yeah, sure.
Right, and there'll be no storage of materials or
Nope.
construction vehicles or equipment,
That's all gonna stay up at our current location for now.
right?
Yeah. Thank you.
What's, I just have a question. The way this is listed, there's no motion, or what do we do here?
I prepare a resolution.
Oh, today's just a review. You're not acting on it. Sorry. What's timeline?
As soon as possible, and then again, that parlays on to the actual construction of Lime Kiln and Horsham Pike, Horsham Road. So when you tell me to leave, I have to leave. My current location.
Yes, there is, well, PennDOT does not clear us to go to bid unless everyone's out and off the properties.
So we would like to do it as smoothly as possible. So there's no huge rush, but I would like to get that going in the event that things move a little quicker on Horsham Road for our site.
Well, can we give them a deadline so at least they have a planning date, worst
Well-
case?
Maybe, Mr. President, what we can do is, if you want to make a motion to waive the land development, I can give you the list of conditions that I wrote, and I can confirm it by letter instead of resolution. My thought being, we're not going to have a meeting until the second Wednesday in June. I don't want to put him in a position, not that I don't care about you, but where, their construction that they have to do to get into this building delays our being able to go out to bid on the intersection. So maybe we save a month and just make a motion. And the conditions would be that the use of the property will be for office only, no storage of materials, construction vehicles or equipment, and there'll be no subleasing of the building to anyone, that the three entities that are allowed to use to locate offices in the building are Braccia Builders, Inc., Omega Development Group, Inc., and Sally's 152. So if you're so inclined to waive land development subject to those conditions, you can just make a motion. So moved, and go from there.
Okay, and that's fine if that's what we want to do, but the other question was, then the question was, well, when do we have to be out of the location? So my question to Bill was, can we give them a
We can,
deadline based on when we
our-
think we want to go out to bid?
Yeah, and it would be, I can give them that answer more next week. We have our bi-weekly right-of-way staff meeting next Monday. So once I talk to the team and get a better sense of where we are at, I can give you a better sense of the
I mean,
timeline.
we have no objections with starting, I just need to get, we have a
need a nut.
permit application into the township, so therefore, that's what we're waiting for, so.
Yep.
We'll leave that up to you, we'll follow your lead on that.
Okay. All right, well, if that's what we want to do, then do we have a motion?
You just kind of motion, but do I need to say something?
You can say approve the waiver of land development for the Braccia office, subject to the conditions listed by the solicitor.
I move.
I had it in my head when you said that. I move to waive the land development for Braccio Builders, subject to the conditions listed by the solicitor.
Second.
Very good. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you very much,
I'll be-
and have a good week.
And thank you for working with us down the
Absolutely,
road.
thank you. Yes,
That
absolutely.
intersection needs to get done, and
Thank
we
you very
appreciate
much.
your help.
Good night.
Good night,
Thank you.
Mr.
Good night, Sam.
It's so easy, you
Nice.
say approve.
Always.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Take care.
Okay, the next would be the zoning hearing board application for Justin and Jacqueline Couples.
You only have, it's only the one is residential. It's in our new Oak Ridge development, which is at Keith Valley and County Line. It's a corner property. Everyone's familiar with corner properties in Horsham, that they have 2 front yards. We don't allow fencing in the front yard unless it's 4 feet or less. They want to put up a 6-foot white PVC privacy fence. You were neutral to a very similar application just a couple months ago in this neighborhood. The staff is the same as we were in the other application, to be neutral, with the condition that they buffer the fence with some landscaping.
When you say buffer the fence, you mean like softening buffer, like make the fence not look so stark landscaping?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't bring it with me, but whatever whatever the condition was with the application that council did a couple months ago would do that same wording, to be fair.
Install vegetation to the satisfaction of the township, would
Yep.
that work?
Yep.
And when staff reached the conclusion to be neutral, or to recommend
Yeah.
neutral,
Yes.
they look, there's no site issues or anything.
No. And actually, the homeowners association has another set of guidelines for fencing that the application meets too. It doesn't involve us, but so they meet those fence guidelines and regulations for the homeowners association also.
Okay, so we're good with that then? All right, next would be to consider a resolution revising the township's fee schedule.
This is my mistake, cut and copy from your January reorg meeting. So there was one thing, and what happened was I grabbed the 2022 fee schedule rather than the 2023 fee schedule when I was updating it for 2024. And what was left off was on page 13, subsection 3.f, hotel license fee. So that is the only change. And actually that fee is allowed by ordinance, but we had put it in our fee resolution to be as a fee of the township. But at any rate, it was pointed out to me by code enforcement staff that the fee was not in the 2024 resolution that council passed in January. So we've added it back in and for your consideration this evening.
We have a motion?
Move to adopt the resolution as proposed, amending the township's 2024 fee schedule.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. This is a roll call vote.
Ms. Harmon, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Slaff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Wade, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Chunky, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Mr. Whiteside, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next is to consider a change order to the Myria Horsham Township contract with Scott Construction regarding the Westmoreland Avenue and Eastern Road intersection improvement project, serving to address the removal of a septic tank.
Everyone's familiar with this project, and actually it's moving quite well. If you've been out there on 611, Scott Construction and is doing a really good job. But this change order, there is an abandoned septic tank that is too close to the right-of-way, too close to some stormwater management controls piping that has to be removed and wasn't in the scope of the project or the bid specs. So the amount is $6,305.20. This is a Myria project. The township is contractually part of the project because the signal is going to be owned by the township, and the township is the only one that can make applications to PennDOT or for the signal. But it's fully funded by Myria, and this additional cost will be paid by Myria, not the township. And finally, the Myria Board, this past Friday, they did approve this change order at their board meeting last Friday.
If there's no questions, do we have a motion?
I move to authorize change order in the amount of $6,305.20 to Scott Contractors, Inc., contract for the signalization at Easton Road and Westmoreland Avenue project.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. And last, we have to consider amending the solar energy service agreement with Solar Renewable Energy LLC.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is my recommendation. I'm suggesting that the township make a minor amendment to the solar agreement. The only thing that would be changed would be eliminating the installer as a party to the agreement. We're not paying the installer. We're not supervising the installer. It's best to let that to the energy provider company that is doing those things. So I'm asking for a motion to approve an amendment to the agreement that makes the agreement between us and SRE Solar Renewable Energy only.
Okay. Any questions?
Just to also update for the solar project, the contractor hopes to start on the week of May 20th, and the goal is to have all of our facilities on solar energy by October 1st. And just another fact is we will be the first municipality in Montgomery County out of 62 municipalities that will have all of our facilities on solar power. We'll be the first ones. So in Montgomery County.
Very good. So, do we have a motion?
Move to authorize the solar energy power service agreement and access license agreement with Horsham Solar Partners LLC for a solar generation system.
Second?
It's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. So next, I should announce that you need to remember to mark your calendars. Horsham Day 2024 is Saturday, June 1st, rain date June the 2nd, and our next Township Council meeting will be Wednesday, June the 12th at 8 p.m. in this auditorium. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.